We're back with Prairie Star Spotlight, and our guests this week are the men's basketball coach at UIS, Bill Walker, and seniors Kentrell King and Dylan Sparkman. Coach Walker, the first time in your career that you have been the guy calling all the shots and doing everything, tell us where you stand and how things have gone so far.
Well, Jim, these two have made it a lot easier. I waited a while. 25 years to be honest, is to be a head coach, and it's been an easier group to work for, and I think a hungry group. So we'll see. We haven't faced the live ammo yet, but that's coming, and these guys know what it takes. We just have to do some things to close out games and to maybe take the program a step further than they've been before, and that's what we're trying to do.
Regular practice starts. You've gone through the preseason stuff. What kind of things, as a new coach, did you have to work with? What did you kind of concentrate on during the preseason part of your schedule?
When I got the job, Jim, I said two things. I said we need to change the culture and upgrade the talent. We brought a few guys in that I think are going to help us, and I think these guys would agree, but it's the guys that are coming back that are going to be the linchpins for us. And in terms of changing the culture, I think it starts with work ethic. It's not been easy. The preseason's been tough. As we sit here today on Friday, that these guys were up 6:30 this morning, lifting and running and closing out our preseason portion of our basketball season. It's been tough, but I think they'll agree that it's been beneficial, and we've gotten stronger, we've gotten faster, and I think we've also gotten to a point where we know what we can dig down and a level we can find if we need it.
Does the regular practice schedule that starts Wednesday, is that going to be different from the preseason? Is this when you start putting in your offense and things like that?
Yeah, Jim, I've been doing this a long time. The NCAA changes rules every year on when you can start individual work and summer work and fall work, and Division II is a little different. But by and large, I'm a little bit of a traditionalist. In fact, we haven't worn our practice gear, for instance. We've got it, we've had it, but I haven't had our guys wear it until October 15th, because I want that kind of special first day feeling and enthusiasm, because it's such a long year. You have to build to where it's at your peak level when you need it the most. Now, having said that, we've been conditioning, we've been lifting, we've been doing smaller groups and expanding a little bit, but October 15th, this Wednesday, it's on for good.
Kentrell, tell me what it's been like, what the conditioning has been like, and do you feel like you're in the best shape you've been in as a college basketball player?
Me personally, I feel like that's the best shape I've been in. Like Coach said, we've been doing a lot of conditioning. Compared to the 3 years that I've been here, I feel like this is the best shape with just the preparation and everything with Coach Rick McBride. Just everything I feel a lot better.
What does conditioning mean? Does it mean, are you out running a mile? Do you have to run a mile for time? Is it wind sprints inside? What does conditioning stuff mean?
Oh, we just been doing a variety of things. We do a few miles around the school, and then we do 30 and 30. That's what we wrapped up with today, 30 suicides in 30 minutes. It's been tough, but like he said, I feel like it's going to benefit.
Dylan Sparkman, were you ready for it?
Partially. I feel like I came in a little better shape than I would have in the past couple of years, but I don't know if I was completely ready for a new change. But I mean, I took it on, and I feel like we all did. It's been a fun journey.
Coach said that he wanted to change the culture and he wanted to bring in more talent. To this point, have you seen both of those things accomplished?
Yeah, we're looking a lot better. We're longer, athletic. We're looking like we can run up and down the floor. It's definitely going to be a fun year.
Was there some consternation between coaches? Did you wonder, were there questions in your mind how this was going to turn out?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was going to be, when you get a new coach, you're worried about what's going to happen to your playing time, what's going to happen to the culture. And I feel like Coach Walker has stepped in and he's made it easy for the transition, I think. I feel like it's been pretty easy for us.
You can work out, you can get yourself in physical shape, but this is the first time since you were a senior in high school that that guys are looking to you to say, what do we do? The leadership part. Mm-hmm. Were you ready for that part?
Yeah, I feel like coming in from my freshman year here, I was under Michael Fakwade, who was basically an All-American. He was defensive player of our GLVC. And I feel like ever since that, like, I talked to him off and on throughout the years, and I feel like he's been preparing me for that ever since I was a freshman. So,
do you have any idea what this is going to have in store for a big man? what the new system is going to be like for a big man like you?
I'm not really sure 100% yet, but we've been putting in a lot of ball screen stuff, and I feel like the game's changed, so I could be outside some. I'm going to be mostly inside, but I'm looking forward to it.
Kentrell, the 3-point shot has obviously made a big difference in the game. You've got Rich McBride, who was that was his specialty. Tell me about the transition, what Rich McBride has meant for backcourt players at UIS.
He been a lot beneficial to me, especially just with the things we've been implementing in practice with moving the ball and just spreading the floor. With his Final Four team, that was one of the big things they did. So just moving the ball, spreading the floor, he's been helping us with that. Based on the 3-point, I mean, I don't really shoot threes, but we got a lot of shooters on our team.
You got to get it to them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just spreading the floor, but I feel like I get the shooters some shots.
Coach Walker, what are you looking for from Dylan Sparkman specifically?
Well, Dylan has come in. He's been pretty modest. Dylan, if he'd have sat here a year ago, that chair would have depressed 30 pounds or 40 pounds more because he's in terrific shape. And some of the things you ask about our conditioning, Rich McBride, I said, give us the Illinois 2005 Final Four version. Don't dumb it down. Let's get the full deal. And he's put it on these guys. And it's tougher because we don't do a lot of 3-mile straight line running. It's a lot of soccer field, on court, changing directions. And the bigger you are, a lot of times it's harder to make those quick change of directions. These little guys like Kentrell, it's not as hard. But Dylan's being modest. He's in great shape. He needs to be in good shape all year. We need to maintain the level we've gotten these guys to right now. In terms of what I'm expecting for Dylan, I think he's right. I think he's kind of an underrated perimeter guy, but when you got a guy that's 6'10 and 245 or 250, you want to utilize what he can bring, and he's a good block player. He'll pick and pop some for us, but I think he's an underrated passer out of the post. And talk about system. I wanted to make sure that I got a good feel for these guys. I've got a system. I've got kind of the guys I've learned from in coaching and some sets I know are successful. But I wanted to learn not just these two, but, hey, what are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? I think any coach that tries to pound a round peg into a square hole is not using his talent to the best he can. So I think Dylan's done a great job, as has Kentrell.
And talk about Kentrell specifically. Is he going to be the guy that you give the ball to and say, let's do it?
Well, you asked him earlier, and he said, I'm not too much of a three-point shooter. And as Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations. And Kentrell is not a guy that won't shoot any threes, but that's not his number one thing. And for a guy to understand that is a great first step. He's as good an on-ball defender as there's going to be in the league. He's tough, he's quick, he's relentless. He understands, and this is something I've tried to emphasize, and I'll try. You need to learn your teammates as well as you know yourself. When he sees one of our really good shooters behind the three in the game today, he has to penetrate and kick to them with the same intensity he is when he's going to throw Dylan the ball on the block. And I think Kentrell, as a senior point guard, understands, hey, it's my job, and it's something that I relish to make other players better.
Will you put 5 shooters on the floor? Will you put 5 defenders on the floor? What's going to be determined who plays for you guys? You'll tell coaches, if you can't guard, you're not going to get on the floor. I don't care how many threes you make.
Right. I've started the process of saying that lack of effort will exclude you from playing, no matter how many threes you make or all that. And I'm also a pragmatist a little bit. I need guys who can shoot, and it's my job and it's our staff's job to put them in a position where we can defend and complement the offensive defense. It's not like football, and I'll tell the guys it's like you can't run out a defensive team and run out an offensive team. We have to have guys that can do both. By the same token, if you're a guy that's a great defender, I appreciate the effort, but if you can't pass, catch, and shoot, you're going to have trouble playing as well. So we're going to try to blend those two things together, and we do. We have several ways we can go with this year's team. We have a possibility we could put 5 guys that can make shots on the floor at the same time, and we also have a more pressing, trapping type lineup and a blend of both of them.
Dylan, could you tell that this is the first year your guy has been a head coach, or can you tell that from a coach?
No, I don't think. I think he's
been around the game a lot.
He's been around the game, and I mean, he's filling in the shoes pretty well. It looks like he's had them on for a while.
How different is it?
You're talking about the coaches?
Yes.
There's like he said, we're changing the culture, and so you're you're bringing in a totally different mindset. You're bringing in a totally different game plan. So, I mean, it's been completely different. The conditioning was different. The weights have been different. And, I mean, the actual individuals have been different. So, it's just.
Kentrell, before you start, I don't want to say real practice, because I'm sure since school started, you guys have. How much have you been hands-on with the younger guys, with the new guys? You bring in new talent, that's great. These guys they've got this skill, but how much preaching isn't the right word, but telling them what Division II basketball is like, because I'm sure that some of them don't have a clue.
Yeah. I just feel like this year with our team, the chemistry is real strong. We brought in a few new guys, but just us hanging out with each other, even if guys just come into our apartment on campus, the camaraderie is a bond. So just doing that and everybody being cool off court, that's going to make it a lot better on court.
What's the goal for this year?
Make it to the NCAA tournament.
Okay, not GLVC tournament.
No,
that's not good enough.
That's not good enough.
Okay.
The senior year, we want to go out with a bang.
You know what this league is like, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the top 25 in Division II, and you're pulling out GLVC teams all over the place. Is it realistic?
Yeah, it's realistic. We got a lot of talent on this team, and I feel like this year everybody's hungry. And not to take anything away from Coach, it's just with our whole coaching staff, everybody's buying into the vision. We just got to go out there and do what we got to do.
Dylan, how forward do you look to October 15th? You've been doing all the conditioning stuff. You've put yourself in a great position for your senior year. I mean, maybe it's the last time you ever play organized basketball.
I'm ready. I mean, that's the only way to put it. Like, I'm ready to just go completely out. Like, just give it all for my teammates, because that's all I got now.
Bill, is the NCAA tournament realistic?
It's realistic because I don't want to put limits on our guys, and I don't want to put limits on the program. My goal, though, and Kentrell and these guys can dream big, and I want them to. My goal is to win the next one. I don't care if it's Vanderbilt or if it's Robert Morris, and we respect every opponent we play, and we know how tough it's going to be. But my goal is to win the next one. And if we win 10 in a row or lose 10 in a row, that 11th game, my goal is to win the next one. 5
new players. How important is it for those guys to blend, and how have they blended so far?
I think, as Kentrell alluded to, the first step is they've blended off the court. I mean, it's and I told these guys last spring when I got here, I said, anybody that returns is my guy. There's no, well, he's not my, I didn't recruit him or whatever. Hey, I want to win too bad to play favorites. And so you talk about the new guys, five of them, one of which is my son that plays. He's our only freshman. We brought in some junior college guys and a transfer, J.J. Cravata from Northern Illinois via Streeter, Illinois. Davi Austin, he's a New Jersey kid, but he played junior college at Lewis and Clark. Colin Blades out of Kishwaukee is a 6'5", kind of a versatile player, and then Sammy Elam's a long 6'7" guy from Chicago. So we've got some new guys and some depth a little bit, and we'll see. You know, right now I don't want to call it the honeymoon, but it's getting ready to shift gears a little bit. October 15th is a new level of intensity, time commitment. We'll go 2-a-days quite a bit to try to get ready because, November 6th, we're lacing them up at an SEC school.
These guys have been around Springfield for 4 years now. How have you adjusted? How has the community accepted you, and how have you accepted this community?
It's a terrific community that I had some experience with. I'd recruited at Lincoln Land, actually signed a player from here years ago. But living here has been great. My son enjoys it here. My wife and daughter still live in Des Moines. She's a senior in high school, so it's been a unique kind of arrangement to be separated from them. But Springfield's a great city. It's a great sports town, and they love their high school sports. And we're trying to carve out a niche and tell people, hey, you can make a difference at UIS. We need you. We appreciate you, and you can get close to the action here. And it's, as you talked about earlier with the GLVC, people like to put labels on D2, D1. If you're going to compete in this league, you need Division I caliber players. But Springfield's been terrific to answer your question. I couldn't have asked for more.
You brought in one of our own homegrown legends, Rich McBride. What impact has Rich made in your program, and how has he adjusted to coaching at the college level?
Well, first of all, you mentioned something that's a huge benefit is Rich knows not only all the high school coaches here, he knows the spots to eat. He knows anything about Springfield. Rich is your go-to guy.
For a while, Rich knew a lot about the places to eat. But
I can't wait to tell him you said that. I cannot wait. I bet these guys can't either. Rich has been great, and Rich has the credibility of a guy that's been through it and knows what it takes. These guys probably got really tired and wanted to quit and wanted to throw up or whatever, but they can't go, "You don't know what it's like, Coach." Yeah, he does, and so do we. But Rich is, younger and has been through it at the highest level, and so we're excited to have him with us. And he's, I'm the head coach, and the buck stops here, as Harry Truman said. But along with Dana Morgan and Joel Plummer, Rich McBride, our assistants are invested 100% in this enterprise for sure.
You touched on it briefly. Exhibition games to start the season: Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Vanderbilt. You're going to throw them right into it, aren't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, and Wisconsin Green Bay is a team that most prognosticators have in the NCAA tournament this year. They're veteran, they're tough, they've an unbelievable guard. So, I want these guys to experience stuff that they can remember, and we're going to go in there and try to win. But the main thing is we want to learn about ourselves. Everyone's going to get to play, and we're going to find out, hey, it's not going to get as tough as the GLVC is. It's not going to get any tougher than what you guys have just faced early in the year. Now, if we can learn from that and get better, it's going to help us in the long run.
Isn't there something special about the start of basketball season? It's like the holiday. It's like Christmas Eve almost when you're thinking about the start of basketball. It's just a special time.
For me, it is. I'll tell you what. For me, it is, and that's probably why I've been in this racket so long. Is I just love it. I love when there starts to get a little coolness in the air, and you just have this body clock of, okay, it's one thing to go out in the summer and play pickup ball or play summer league or play in the park or whatever, but when that weather starts changing and the leaves start falling, your body tells you it's time to get ready for basketball season. And it's a tough 5 months, and we're trying to keep that big long vision picture of it, but it starts October 15th for us.
And before October 15th, Dylan, it's homecoming on the UIS campus.
Yeah.
How are things? Are things pretty cool? I mean, are there a lot of activities going on right now?
Yeah, we've actually got 3 games going on tonight. You've got men's and women's soccer, and then you've got volleyball tonight. But the dance is, I think, Saturday. So I mean, they had a pep rally on Monday, so they've had activities out throughout the week, and it's been a fun and exciting week.
Hall of Fame, first Hall of Fame this weekend at Saturday out at the campus. So big time on the college campus.
I actually got the chance. I'm a usher the Hall of Fame.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
good for you.
Get to meet a few people.
Good for you. Basketball schedules are out. You can check that out at uisprairiestars.com. You've got the on the 17th, a week from today, next Friday. You've got your tip-off club fundraiser. Talk about that a little bit, Bill.
Yeah, Jim, thanks for mentioning that. This is an idea. Like most good ideas, I stole it. I was at Texas A&M, and the football team did a kickoff club, and I was talking with one of their assistants and said, you think we could make this work for basketball? And we did. It was a huge success. I'm trying to get it started here. We've tweaked it a little bit. It's $200, so yes, it's a fundraiser, but it's mostly a thing for these guys to interact with members of the community. They come. It's October 17th from 5 to 9. They watch practice from 5 to 7.
Is this at the gym?
At the track center on our campus.
Okay.
We have a catered meal. We'll introduce them to these guys. We'll also give them a nice Nike half-zip pullover that they can wear to games, or it's a terrific little item. But we're trying to raise some money, but we're also trying to interact with, hey, here's Kentrell. He's a senior. I'll make him stand up wearing a nice pair of khakis and a dress shirt and try to look like a businessman and get used to being with members of the community. We also, now here's the big thing, Jim, and this is the thing guys really got excited about. There's an over 55 and an under 55 free throw contest that we award prizes for. And I've seen guys that are multimillionaires be sweating bullets because they've hit 3 out of 10 and they know that 4 out of, would win it for them. So it's a fun couple hours.
4 out of 10. Wow. Kentrell, you'd like that.
I can beat that.
No, but if anyone's interested, it's on our website, the uisprairiestars.com, or they can certainly call, and we'd love to make new friends.
Hey, I want to. What senior year? Are you going to graduate on time?
Yeah.
Everything going good? What are you looking forward to doing after graduation?
I want to, well, in the long term, I want to start like my own website with high school scouting back in Chicago. I've been filling out a lot of applications, trying to get internships with WNBA teams, NBA teams. So hopefully I could get that started.
You don't want to be an on-the-floor coach, but you want to get more in the scouting
No,
aspect of it?
I don't want to be a coach.
Okay. Dylan, what's up for you? Are you going to graduate?
Yeah, I'm graduating on time in the spring this year.
What's your major?
I'm a communications major.
Okay.
I'll be doing something probably in public relations or advertising.
Okay, no more basketball coaching?
Well,
anything
I
like-
mean, no, I don't
Not
really have
coaching.
anything planned. No, not
Okay.
coaching-wise. I don't think I could be a coach.
They both wanted to be in coaching until they got around me. Now we got
You
a communications
scared
and a
you scared them off.
website guy.
As Dylan Sparkman so aptly pointed out, soccer versus Rockhurst. The men tonight at 5 o'clock. The women at 5 o'clock. The men at 7:30. Volleyball against Bellarmine at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Volleyball against Southern Indiana at 3 o'clock. And then the Hall of Fame ceremonies on campus. And then Sunday, soccer against William Jewell. The women play at noon and the men play at 2:30. And basketball practice starts Wednesday, and these guys are fired up about it. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you very much. Good luck. Prairie Stars season tickets, $49. You can come and watch them play all their home games. Thank you, guys. Good luck.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Jim. We
having
really
us.
appreciate it.